Alright, so while Hefty Bear is getting refreshments, see, I don't know, we're still doing late night with Hefty Bear, and it's really cold outside. I'm gonna have Hefty Bear check the temperature for the area we're in.
Burr.
Yeah, just don't say.
Temperature is burr.
Yeah, but the tent we have, as we mentioned, you can see the netting, see? That's, and then the tarp over it is just laying. There's a crack over there. I mean, it's not insulated per se. There's a gap. There's a tarp laying over it, just laying.
Yeah, it's called a rain shield, is what it's actually called. And what it does is it covers this net roof,
Same thing on his side.
which it's not connected. It lays over it, so air can go in and go through. Bugs. We see bugs on the other side of this net all the time. Yeah, it's not a warm tent, that's for sure.
But oddly enough, we're nice and warm in here.
Yeah, oddly enough, it is not bad in here. Yes, I'm flopping around hitting the light.
That's okay. So we are going to go back. Sorry. We're going to go back to late night camping with Hefty Bear. See what fun stuff we can learn.
Oh, here's one. This one's called Extinguishing a Fire.
Ooh.
Before you leave camp, you must extinguish all fires. You know, because when you're at a camp, you usually have 5 or 6 going. No exceptions. A forest fire can start in less than a minute. You know when a fire is extinguished when you can place naked hands on the dead coals. Naked hands.
The hell's a naked hand?
It's one without a glove.
So are we supposed to have gloves on all the time?
In the winter, yes. Unless
But
you're checking a fire, then you take your naked hands out of the gloves.
But if you're relieving yourself?
Well, I don't know what to tell you. That's a personal preference.
Oh. Well, how do you open up your zipper then?
I don't know. Anyways, back to extinguish a fire, use water. Or you can pee on it. If you don't have liquid or are preserving your water supply, bury the fire with dirt built up to at least 1 foot in thickness. Don't use grass or moss, regardless of how wet it is. Then place heavy stones on top of the dirt to make it more difficult for animals to dig up the dirt and restart your fire. Animals can smell anything aromatic that has fallen into the fire, such as fat, oil, or foods, from a great distance. And they will dig up your fire and catch their little sons on fire and run around into the forest and start forest fires. It doesn't say that, I just made that up.
That is some crazy fucking shit.
Yep. It's the world we live in. The world of crazy fucking shit.
And that's the way it was. It says it's 61 degrees. I don't fucking believe it, because last time the truck said it was like fucking 30s.
37.
Yeah.
Selecting a good campsite. If you're going to build or find shelter, you need to choose an appropriate campsite. Take some time to select a campsite with a good location that can protect you from wind, rain, and other elements. Before you start building or searching, consider the following. When you're near water, look for higher ground to make your camp. cold air flows downhill. So riverbeds and lakesides are colder than slopes that lead down to them, particularly in the early morning.
Weird.
Yep, we're on a mountain, and it's colder than shit up here. Beware of flash floods. Sudden bursts of water that can turn a dry riverbed into a raging torrent. I read that wrong. Anyway. Look for high water marks, such as water stains on rock faces or vegetation trapped by running water in trees or bushes. If you see a salmon in a tree, you're knowing you're in a bad area. Be sure your camp is considerably higher than the usual high water mark. When on the spines of exposed ridges, beware of lightning hazards. Although you may want to build your rescue signal on a ridge, actually camping on such exposed ground is a lightning risk. Apparently these people are trapped somewhere. I don't know. When you're in the mountains, watch out for the telltale sign of avalanche or rockfall.
What?
When you're in the mountains, watch out for the telltale signs of avalanche or rockfall.
I thought they went out of business.
Sure.
Telltales?
Anyway, either of these can wipe out your camp in an instant. Well, we had a camp and the avalanche took it out.
I thought they play hockey.
Apparently they also go around wiping out campsites. An example of an avalanche area is a treeless swath. A treeless swath on a mountainside. An example of a rockfall area is a cone-shaped talus slope at the base of the mountains. Talus is loose rocky debris. It piles up at the bases of cliffs and mountains. Keep aware of high wind hazards. Check trees to see whether they're all leaning the same way or are missing limbs on the same sides. These can indicate prevailing wind direction. Set up your shelter in a protected area if you can, because incessant wind can really wear you down psychologically. If you have the misfortune to be kept on sea ice, a skin of ice on the surface of the ocean, keep in mind that wind can move sea ice.
Wait, so how do we get from top of a mountain?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're on the top of a mountain.
Thought I fell asleep or something.
Ice. Look for older, stable ice that has wind-rounded corners. Hey, I'm older, stable ice. You can park here. So anyway, stable ice that has wind-rounded corners and snow on it, rather than newer ice that has sharp corners and is free of snow. We're free of snow. Oh. Yeah. Not too many oceans around here anyway, so what the hell.
It says it's 65 degrees out there. I gotta go find that out.
Yeah, it's not 65 degrees out there.
I know, I downloaded a app. I was like, it don't work for shit.